gonna be rich.
His dad unmute himself.
What is up, THL? Welcome back to yet another episode of The Saloon. I, of course, am the Big Ted. Joining me tonight, as always, is Sage. How's it going, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. I got some new shoes today. For the first time in 2 years, I needed some new shoes. It was getting bad. I had worn those soles thin, and yeah, had a good weekend. And can y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see my thing popping up. I thought maybe I was still muted. Anyways, yeah, I'm so ready for the show tonight. I had a little bit of coffee, so I'm a little bit hyped. And time for beer number one.
Nice.
There we go. Also, as always, Raw Mexico. How's it going, my man?
It's going great, man. Having a good day. Didn't get any new shoes, but it's still good. And as always, hyped for our guests tonight. Extra hyped for the man, the myth, the legend. Why don't you go ahead and introduce him?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what much there is to say, except it's soccer. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's
The man himself. The
How's it
true
going?
Hearth legend.
How's it going, soccer?
It's going great. I'm happy to be here in Saloon. Sorry, I bailed on last one, but you had a better guest in Based. So
Well, I mean, it worked out perfectly because we got to have her on right as the big board announcement happened, so
yep, no,
all works
it was
out.
perfect timing. Yeah, so congrats to Based, and very happy for her.
Well, Lemur saying, why is Sage on Paul Bear instead of Nick Cage? Now I see you haven't. This is the first episode you've tuned into this season, so thanks a lot, buddy.
Oh, Lemur, how are you going to play yourself like that?
Anyways, starting off as always, Player of the Week. Sage, take it away.
All right, yeah, finally, Starlax for Player of the Week finally came true. He had a big 3-1 win over Risen, which helped to lead his team to a big win over ATL. This was an important win for Dad Legend as it helped them to bounce back on track after a disappointing loss week 1. They are now back in the pack, sitting in 5th place, just a handful of points away from a playoff spot. And we reached out to Starlax to ask him if he had any comments, and Starlax said, I've been around for a long time, and the competition has exponentially gotten better. Winning in this league-type series has become a challenge. I'm grateful of the support of my fellow Dad Legend players, most I've played with for a minimum of 3 years. Hockey and Yellow go back way further with different teams and league-type series. Icicles is the Player of the Week every week for Dad Legend, regardless if he wins or loses. He makes sure you are prepared regardless and helps align decks and strategies, so all I had to do was play the decks and win. Thank you, Starlax, for that comment.
He missed
Yeah.
one. final little add-on though. His dancing ability. Y'all need to tune into Twitter if you need to see Starlax. So
Yeah.
AKA the Dancing Man. That's what we're calling him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that's a good way for him to advertise his Twitter.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Anyways, moving on, it is time for our meta report. And we have Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Warrior taking both the frequency lead and very impressively going 5-1.
Yeah, that's a bit surprising of a development here, but these classes are pretty strong, and I think I'm a little bit more surprised at the one just below it in frequency, or like two below it in frequency, Demon Hunter, Hunter, Paladin, Warrior with a 0%.
Yep.
Barely different. Hunter, Paladin, Warrior are the same in these lineups, and Demon Hunter instead of Mage amounted to an 0-5 compared to a 5-1.
I feel like your
Can you all
biggest...
hear me?
Yes. I feel like your biggest issue there is you have Demon Hunter and Hunter are kind of, obviously Demon Hunter isn't as fast as Hunter, but usually they're both going to be pretty aggressive decks. And especially in an LHS format, you want to have 3 decks that do 3 different things because of just how the nature of the competition works.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Although Demon Hunter is fairly flexible with being able to switch it up from being either an aggro bring or the Soul Demon Hunter bring.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably just it's more important to mention that Mage is extremely strong right now and has some nice flexible options as well. May have been the whole difference in the Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Warrior lineup where Mage was able to pick up multiple victories. But yeah, just a really interesting overall set of information we're looking at.
Yeah, it's sorry, go on, Sage.
I would like to say that Shaman got a win this week.
Yeah, that's actually its first one of the season.
Yeah, it's the first one of the season.
Yeah.
What's
I was just curious to see what Mage actually, I guess what Archie's, I'm calling them Archie's, but archetypes Mage was actually brought. So,
yeah,
turtles or small
yeah.
spell.
Unfortunately, that is the bad part of the closed deck format, is that we don't get to see the specific deck list and the archetypes.
Yeah,
but
be interesting to see the stats and behind that. But
yeah,
wow. I'm actually surprised how much Mage got brought last week. That's
a lot of Mage. It was the second most played class?
Yep.
Yeah, right behind Warrior.
Yeah, I found it interesting too how the Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Warrior went 5-1 in matches, but in games it only went 16-11. What was a +4 in match wins, but only a +5 in games. So that shows that it was usually probably squeaking out close victories rather than really dominating.
Yeah. Tight victories in that lineup, but the victory is all that matters.
Yeah.
Interesting also when we look at the classes here that both last week and overall, Paladin is dominating right now.
They are.
The best class in the format for LHS by far, it seems. Even though it's not yet the most banned class, with Warrior taking up 79 overall bans, the most bans of last week as well with 26. Although we can look at last week and overall, Warrior sporting a sub 50% win rate, still just a magnet for bans.
I mean, I think it's that classic class where if you're not banning it, you're prepared for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Prepared for what? Bomb Warrior?
Yeah.
It's most common.
Yeah, bomb's most common. I think there's, you might go in Rage Warrior if your opponent looks like they have a pretty heavy aggro lineup, and Rage deals with that pretty decently. And then you bring Big Warrior, really, if you're just looking to counter their Warrior.
Yeah, interesting as well that we don't actually have target strategies all that much here, other than just making sure you have a counter. So you can't exactly target anything because it's LHS, but still, you can be prepared for a deck and have multiple ways to maybe soft target or counter it. Overall, though, I think we're looking at a possible shift with Paladin bans on the rise.
Definitely. All right, so should we move on to our matches from last week?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, I'm so ready for this.
So we are starting off with Teal Conference going transfer students versus the Cult, and I will sadly go over this one. It was Sparkleophobia winning 3-0 over Heat Shock, Block for Life winning 3-1 over Plants, some idiot beating Chaser 3-1, Lemur beating Roadrunner 3-0, and G-Kick beating Quaz 3-1. And yeah, it was just not the best week for the Cult.
Yeah, wow. Transfer students really just came to play here. I'm sure they were feeling a bit underrated coming into the season, and they are currently holding on to the #1 spot in Teal Conference, announcing their arrival with a pretty dominant victory over the Cult. Especially impressed with wins over much higher PR players, with Spark beating Heat Shock and Bach beating Plants here. And then the 4 and 5 did what they do best. And Ted grabbing the only victory for the Cult, which has got to hurt for Ted's picks, where he always picks everyone on the Cult to win except for himself. That's an 0-5 for the week. That one's got to sting a little.
I mean, all I'm going to say about the 1 seed is it's pretty surprising seeing Heat Shock swept, but I mean, I saw the replays, I heard his recounts, all that, and of course I am insanely biased, but I'm just going to say Spark should have went out and bought a lottery ticket after that one.
Oh, wow.
It was
no bias here.
It was brutal.
No
But
bias, no salt, no nothing.
Spark did the right thing.
Nothing.
Spark did the right thing by
Spark.
banning Heat Shock's Mage.
Yeah.
So that was a
He
correct
did.
ban.
That is the right move.
Also, whoever gave him that strategy, please talk to me after the show.
Let's go 3 out. So if I blank out Heat Shock's Mage, then he can't win ever.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't think there's much more to say about that one. Next up,
Yeah, just excited to see if they can keep it going and Cult can turn it around.
transfer students sitting on top of Teal right now.
Nice.
By 2 points.
Yeah.
2 points.
I wonder why Sage is making that distinction.
Why don't you tell us about the next match,
Well,
Sage?
well, it's tradition. TMI won, so Ron, it's your turn to run through this one.
Nice. All right. I'll run us through this to deny Sage the pleasure of talking about his team winning, although I'm sure he'll jump in. We've got in the 1 seed, FBM2, our boy Reggie, Valera Isbay, the man of many names, takes a very close 5-game series victory over Dabs, 3-2. In the 2 seed, Ridiculous Hat winning on stream in very impressive, stylish fashion, finding quite a bit of high rolls, I think. I watched a lot of those games, and Hat had some real good luck on his side against Based. Took a 3-1 victory there. Myself in a very tight series against Astrofrog, 1-5 in the 3 seed. Travis Chrono, 5-game series as well with a victory in the 4, and Diamond flipping the script and winning 3-1 rather than losing 3-1 to Jim. I believe that was also on stream. A 17-11 win for TMI. We're pretty hyped about it. Second in Teal.
I am so proud of these guys. Oh my god. And that was Travis's first win of the season. We've been working with him pretty closely, trying to help him improve. And we're just trying to live up to our namesake, all right? And I'm trying to take it very hands-on with this team and not just be sitting on the sideline. So I'm real proud to see these kinds of results, and look forward to having this happen every week from this going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Jim, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go on, Tucker.
I was just going to say, Jim being on stream with Diamond on Sunday, that was a lot closer than what the actual score had, because it was just it came down to just one or 2 turns off for Jim, and one slight misplay to kind of roll him off to the 3-1 result, or 1-3 result. So
yeah, just what I have to say is, Base told us last week that our hat always gets the W, and he ended up doing just like she said.
Yeah, y'all didn't believe her.
Yeah, she called it.
Yeah.
She called a lot of things last week.
Yeah.
Excited to go
Oh.
over her pick for purple when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there in a
Yeah.
minute. But anyways, moving on, we have Burnators versus MCS. And Saki, why don't you run us through this one?
5 seeds, no discussion there. No, Silver came at me pretty hard with Hunter and just destroyed me. So that was it. So, but the rest of our crew, Adamos doing his thing over Rescue Wabbit, Donde taking out the Twigster, Medusas with Swashbuckler. That was a good 3-1 win, and Anfall kicking Charup's butt with a 3-0 win. So we were pretty stoked. So by the time my match rolled around on Sunday, it was my goose egg donation was not a bother. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Gotta love it when all the pressure's off.
that's a pretty easy win for MCS.
yep, the
And
Burnators.
yeah, the Burnators started strong, but unfortunately, they're looking at back-to-back rough weeks, and they are now at the very bottom of Teal. Meanwhile, MCS with a big win here, and that puts them only 3 points out of first place and holding on to third in Teal at the moment.
Absolutely.
It's crazy how tight this the series is this season.
Yeah. What is that? 16 points from first to last.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, and-
insanely tight.
With the
If you have any-
7-week season is gonna
Yeah.
be crazy.
This also, this hero season reminds me, I don't know if there's any like college football fans out there, but college football often, if you want to make playoffs or have a chance at winning it all, it feels like every single week you have to win. And if there's any week, and in this case it kind of translates to, instead of win, it's just put up like more than
14
single
points.
digit points.
Yeah.
Like you have to get double digit points. And
Yeah.
if you miss any week with double digit points, then you feel like, oh, I might have just missed playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's really tight. Not saying that it's over for the Burnators, but oh my goodness, is it a tough road now.
Yeah.
Sitting at 33 points, 1-2, with only 4 weeks of a regular season left to go.
Yeah. Like, especially in prior seasons, we've seen it, come down to a triple tiebreaker when it's a 10-week season for the final playoff spot. In a 7-week season, that's,
Things
Yeah.
just speed along quickly.
yeah. Like,
Almost like you're at 0-3 to start ripping into. So you gotta have all engines on full every week. So
all right.
All right.
And, yeah, anyways, moving on to our final match, Tampans versus Ask HS. Sage, go for it.
Yeah, so we got Tampans versus Ask HS. In the 1, we have a 2 taking it 3-0 sweep over Mr. Python. In the 2, Zancat, my Xanax, finally bringing it in, taking a 3-2 over Marty B, who cannot catch a break this season. JR Juggerlaw in the 3, taking it 3-1 over Dr. Bomb D. And in the 4, we've got Wash in the Wind, carrying on that hot streak he's got, going 3-2 over Kel. And then in the 5, Chewbacca also carrying on his hot streak, going 3-2 over It's Me, Mike V, who also cannot catch a break. And it is very unfortunate and looking a little lopsided in some of these matchups.
Yeah, so this one, I think, pretty important. Just both of these teams hit double-digit points.
Yeah.
Even though Tanpams won and Ask HS lost, and Tanpams picks up that crucial additional amount of points along with the +3 for winning, both of these teams are actually now tied in points at 40 apiece. And that's going to be big when it comes to playoff positioning. Makes a loss feel not nearly as bad if you can break into double digits and just keep yourself in contention. So Ask HS doing close to what they needed to do, and it might be enough to give them, the positioning to get there if they pick it up in the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
And of course, Tanpams, obviously, a win is what you want to see. 16-point win there. Keep that going, and our defending champions shouldn't have any trouble making playoffs.
No.
Yeah, they were struggling just a little bit there, so this is a week that they really needed.
Oh yeah, 0-2 coming into this week. So picking up that victory and 16 points is huge, and this might be the start of a turnaround to their season. So again, as we said, every single week is massively important in a shortened season. So they've got a big matchup coming up next week.
It's almost doubly important because not only is it a win, it's a win against AskHS, who is another team that's kind of, a bubble team here, and they're very likely to be battling against when it comes down to week 7.
Absolutely.
So the playoffs, again, are generally the top 2 teams is going?
It's right? top 4.
Top 4 in each conference, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they're only 5 points off. So you get TamPam and AskHS right now at 5 points off 4th place, which is pretty significant. So.
Yeah, they can definitely make that up in 4 weeks. All right. Moving on to the Purple Conference. Started off with F12 Black versus ATL, and I don't, we have a 5-0 sweep for F12 Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god. F2L Black is on a revenge tour right now. I think they were a little irritated that, they had a rocky season and missed playoffs last season because they're on a warpath.
That they are.
I think that most
team record matches Itachi, Markshire, and Kazargar's 3-0s. So
yeah, they've dropped 2 games in 3 weeks.
Yeah. That's pretty nuts.
Rabobson and the Chronic, the only players to lose for F2L Black so far this season, and they're both still 2-1 players. That's 64 points and first place in the conference. Just insane.
Yeah. Well, and
that's first place in all of Hero.
Okay.
Yeah, first place in all of Hero as well.
Well, and also to compare it, you would have, if you had gone perfect so far, you'd have 23 points over 3 weeks or 69 points. So they're missing 5 points from a perfect season after 3 weeks.
Yeah, some
and
crazy news.
There's 3 teams in purple right now that have more points than the top team in teal.
Yeah.
I was just looking at that.
Which, that could mean multiple things. That could simply mean that there's, a bigger skill disparity in purple from the top team to the bottom team.
It could mean that teal just has more compression.
Yeah. Or it could mean purple is just better overall. It could, there's a lot of things that could mean. It's kind of tough because it's hard to compare points between teal and purple just because there's no cross-conference play. So
Purple has some pretty crazy teams in it. I mean, they've got the Wild Aces, which were the clear favorites at the start of the season, who have now gone 1-2. And we'll get to that in a minute. But
So for you guys, the surprising results for ATL, like player wise,
it's a bit surprising. It's not as surprising when you consider just how good F2L Black has been so far this season. And ATL has started off struggling a bit, but I was definitely expecting a team of Blue Spartan. Risen was returning to LHS with a career incredibly strong win rate. Free Hong Kong is always a solid player. Brushy Tuna in such a low seed, and Matty Ebbs, who's usually over PR for the seeds that he's in. It's really surprising to see this team struggle, and they're at 27 points. So the season is already looking like it's starting to get wrapped up for them. Like ATL has to win, and they have to win now in order to have any chance of playoffs. It looks like.
I think if they don't get a good point total this week here, I think their playoff chances are pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah, and that's what's just, and we say this every week, but there are 16 good teams in Hero this season,
100%,
and there were only 16 teams. So there's going to be really good teams missing playoffs. It's just how it works.
I'm just baffled to see Matty Ebbs at 269 in the 5 seed.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on there?
Crazy.
All right. Anyways, next we have NPH versus BBYC. Ron, go ahead and run us through.
All right, so no pros here, just constantly proving you really should take notice and pay attention to this team. Over and over, it seems like we think, okay, they're not changing the roster, they're not getting super flashy about some of their additions or changes, the victories that they get. But they just keep doing their thing and picking up victories. Once again, starting off this season, 3-0, 56 points, tied for second place. Actually, they took the first place, or sorry, they took second place by themselves in the Purple Conference, but Challenge Stoners has already played a match that they won this week, which is why they're currently tied. But NPH just a really close victory here, and their players just coming through in the clutch. PWE taking a 5-game series over Lotus Knight in the 1, Skittles taking a 5-game series over Blue Sombrero in the 2, Boozosaurus beats Pasca in the 3, and Booz is off to a hot start for Booty Bay. But then Disco bringing it right back with a 3-0 start for himself in a victory in the 4 over Mako, and Scritch sends Shunsui to the Shadow Realm in the 5 seed. Not quite enough to do it for Booty Bay. NPH picking up crucial extra points, but Booty Bay is... they've picked up enough points this week, I think, that they still kind of keep themselves hanging around. The top 3 teams are starting to distance themselves, but they still have a striking shot at the final playoff spot if the playoffs at least were to start today. There's a lot of games left to play.
Absolutely.
Just a little added spark. I didn't see any pictures posted, but there was a side bet between Shunsui and Scritch.
What's that?
Nice. They had to have the loser for that match, I believe, had to have had to wear some pink hot pants. So
I remember saying that now.
That's fantastic.
Post a picture of it. So whether that's going to surface in the THL Discord or not, we'll see.
God, I hope so. But
that is amazing. I hope that comes to light.
But can you guys picture the Shadow Realm in pink pants?
That win there.
Yeah. Picture the Shadow Realm wearing pink pants. Come on now.
I would love to. No, but Ron, like you were saying, like NPH doesn't, they're just solid. They never make, flashy additions or anything. And just, speaking to that, we had, someone like Posca who went 8-3 last season, was a all-star. He's all of a sudden dropping the 1-2, but you have Pee Wee and Disco going off, each going 3-0. It's like they're, a sum of many parts. When one of them is slacking a little bit, the others just naturally pick up the weight, and that's what makes this team so dangerous.
Yeah, really good point. A very cohesive team. You never know when one of those players is going to go off. So, also, I think Shunsui was subbing in for Electabuzz. He's not a permanent sub, is he?
I'm not sure, because he was... This has been his second week in a row.
Yeah, so Shunsui is an amazing player to fill in for Electabuzz, but it's hard to move on from Electabuzz, who I think during a large portion of last Hero season was the consensus best win rate, game rate in all of Hero. So this team is just still going to be very strong. Hopefully for them, they do get Electabuzz back, but if not, they're still in good hands with Shunsui in the 5, and exciting to see if they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, Shunsui still is listed for this week, and he's listed on the team's page. And he's not red or anything, so it looks like he might be permanent.
We'll have to get some clarification for the next show.
But anyways, next up we have Wild Aces versus Challenge Stoners. And Sokka, would you like to run us down this one?
Challenge Stoners won. Okay, next.
Hey, let's move on to IGN versus Dad Legend.
Yeah.
So Darter Banks over Bill Snyder 3-1. Inzi losing to twos. Super great player there at 1-3, and always just in time, beating the crazy man C-Mac, the shaman, or was he now Warrior Master? I can't remember. Anyway, beating him 3-1. You got Turtle pulling a 3-1 win over Nine Eyebrows. And we have Free Hugs losing to Lord Zeal Life there at 3-1. So
Yeah.
Challenge Stoners are right up there with the teams. They had 52 points going into this week, so third place is really good for the squad. And I know there's a lot of talk about Wild Aces and their ability to kind of come out guns blazing as well, but seem to hit a couple speed bumps along the way.
Yeah, really impressive victory for Challenge Stoners here. We were hyping up Wild Aces in the preseason and throughout the start of the season so far, but they've been a little bit of a letdown. On the other hand, Challenge Stoners is really lighting it up here. Year of Dardar Binks, I think I saw posted at one point, and he's really proven that in the 1 seed, taking down some Titans. Two's having a great start in the 2, though, for Wild Aces here. And then, man, just Challenge Stoners, always just in time, and Turtle. I didn't really know much about these players, but they are making some noise quickly. Zeolite, on the other hand, for Aces, we kind of expected he'd be a bit of a dark horse. So I'm not too surprised to see him win the 5, but really impressive victory for Challenge Stoners, starting off next week strong as well. Excited to see where this team can go. They are definitely the rising stars.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to our final match. It's the big surprise. Sage, this is all you, my man.
What even happened here? That's my question. All right, so we have a bit of an upset. The only person to call this, even like to call this, how it came out was Based, who picked a 5-0 for IGN. Everybody else picked like for Dad Legend to win heavily here, and it kind of bit us. Based is really helping out the guest picks here. But anyways, going down the scores here, we have Icicles taking it 3-2 over Dibs. And the rest of Dad Legend lost. Your Mom Kid beat Starlax 3-2. Wild 9 beating Yellow Dart 3-1. Debs beating Hockey Boys 3-1. And King of Pixel sweeping Clarity. Who would have seen this coming, honestly? Hockey
clearly Based. But not the rest of them.
Clearly Based. Hockey said that IGN is definitely not a bad team by any stretch. It's just there is a lot of compression, and it can be really difficult to tell like when a team is actually going to be good, especially when they were made in less than an hour. You know, like they needed maybe a little time to start meshing and getting their prep strategy down. So we're starting to see all of that hard work come to fruition now that they took on Dad Legend, who is known for being good. They can be a little swingy, apparently, but they are a very good team, and they have stayed pretty consistent. And to see them go down like this is really surprising.
I mean, I think also a lot of it might have to do with the fact that IGN was all but out of playoffs already through 3 weeks if they lost this game, I think. So they won, and they won big, and they needed it bad in order to have a shot with a shortened season. So good on you, IGN, for grabbing a massive victory. And now, just keep it rolling, and you'll have a chance to potentially go all the way and show everybody up on, hey, we can make a team in an hour and win the whole thing too.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
12 points off, I think, 31-38. Yeah, so is it 12? Yeah, it's 12 points off of Wild Aces there. So
12 points, 4 weeks. Yeah, absolutely doable. All right. Anyways, we are at the midpoint of that show, so go ahead, my man, Ron.
All right. So, going to do a quicker one because we got a lot to go through. So, hey there, Twitch viewers. If you subscribed to Team Hearth Legends yet, then make today the day to be a legend yourself and subscribe to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can actually subscribe to this channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as the lovely THL chat badge. So hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest, our website, TeamHearthLegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord at Team Hearth Legends. Check out the THL POW podcast for power rankings for all series, wherever you find your podcast. The true Hearth legend himself, Saku, here with us today, has been posting all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Team Hearth Legends to catch everything previously recorded. You're, of course, watching us on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends, or possibly on our YouTube channel in the future. For all you THL fanatics out there are THL shows every single day of the week. You can't go wrong tuning in at any time for some amazing Hearthstone-related content. Now back to the good part.
Awesome.
Can you repeat that again? I didn't hear that the first time.
All right.
Questions.
Anyways, moving on to the Teal conference.
Let's get right into Teal.
Yeah,
okay, so
getting into Teal. So, anyways, transferred students versus Tampan.
You're killing me, guys.
So, what do we have here? Let's
Go ahead,
see.
Rob.
In the one, we've got Sparkleophobia up against A2 Battleship. This should be a very exciting match. In the two, Bach for Life against Marty B. The 3 seed, Chaser versus JR Juggerlaw. The 4 seed, THL Lemur versus undefeated Wash in the Wind. And in the 5 seed, also undefeated G-Kick, going up against It's Me, Mike V.
All right. What are your predictions?
I
Right
gotta
there on the
say,
screen.
transfer students is looking strong. Obviously, they're the number 1 team in Teal right now. I gotta give it to transfer students. I think it's gonna be close though. I've got A2 in the 1. I think Bach takes it down in the 2 seed. Give it to Chaser in the 3. Wash continues that undefeated streak, and I'm saying Lemur goes down here in the 4, and in the 5, man, I cannot pick against G-Kick though. 3-2 transfer students. G-Kick brings it home.
I have similar thoughts as you. I'm going A2 in the 1, Bach in the 2, Chaser in the 3. I am disagreeing with your 4. I think obviously Wash having an insane start. Lemur also an insane player, so I'm going to give it to Lemur. And G-Kick in the 5, so I'm going 4-1 transfer. Soccer, what are you thinking?
Wow.
It's going to be a deuce there for winning over Sparky. Then we got Marty B getting his first win over Bach. Chaser's going to beat JR Juggerlaw, sorry, JR. Then we got Wash beating THL Loomer. And then I have G-Kick winning. So I got TPSS 3-2 for this week.
All right,
Nice.
I'm a little afraid of giving you the floor and letting you speak, but Sage, what do you think?
I'm mad at you guys. All right, we'll get back to the questions I had during the interview. All right, we are. I'm not gonna forget. But I'll go ahead
You will
and
remember.
do my picks now. Okay, so yeah, I actually picked the same as Ron here, and I swear I wasn't copying your homework, Ron. All right, but I had the same picks as you: 3-2 for the students with A2 in the 1, Bach in the 2, Chaser in the 3, Wash in the 4, and G-Kick in the 5. I just think the students are just studs this season. They're new, and I think they're the only team that like they just squeaked out a win against us, and they're 2 points ahead of us, and they are. I'm feeling like they're kind of our rivals right now. Lemur, you hear me, buddy? All right. So yeah, I'm feeling good about the students getting there this season, and I hope to see them in the playoffs because I'd like to see our team take them down in the rematch.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
Setting up.
Next up, we have SKHS versus TMI, and Sage, go for it.
All right, man. So this is my team right here. We got FBM2 against Mr. Python in the 1, Ridiculous Hat versus Zancat in the 2, Ron Mexico versus Dr. Bomb D in the 3, Travis Chrono versus Kel in the 4, and Jim Phylos versus Chewbacca in the 5. I think Reggie, my boy Reggie, also, aka FBM2, in the 1, he is on a real hot streak, and he is good. He can be pretty hot-headed sometimes, but man, he's earned it to a degree for sure. But yeah, I think he's going to take down Mr. Python here, who has been having a pretty good season himself. In the 2, R-Hat just took down Based. How are you going to give it to anybody but R-Hat here against Zancat? Ron, man, you better take down Dr. Bomb D, all right? I'm watching you.
Nice.
In the 4, Travis Chrono, we're going to work with him here this week to make sure that he keeps improving on his game and takes down Kel. In the 5, Jim against Shu. Shu is doing really good. I do feel a little shaky picking Jim here, but I believe in him too because we're going to work with our 4 and 5 and make sure that we bring the 4 and 5 up. We lift them up and make them just as good as everybody else on the team because the 1, 2, 3 punch is pretty strong. And that is a 5-0 for TMI here. I'm picking. Surprise.
Color me
Surprise,
shocked.
surprise. Yeah. Sage goes with
Bottom
the
line,
classic
because
Sage.
Sage said so. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Ron, what do you think?
All right. I mean, I'm also quite biased coming into this one. Team Most Improved versus Ask HS. I can't pick against my boy Reggie. FBM2, Valera Isbay in the chat. This man is a Hearthstone monster. And I think he keeps going on this undefeated streak. I give him the victory in the 1. I'm giving it to R-Hat in the 2. Myself over Dr. Bomb D in the 3. Even if I lose all my games, I still always pick myself to win. In the 4, Travis versus Kel. Get out of here, Kel. Travis is on a roll. And on the 5, man, I really wanted to pick Jim here too. But I kind of have a general 5-seed rule. When I see Shu at a large PR difference, I always pick Shu. So 4-1 TMI here as we continue a strong season.
Information. That's too much information.
Indeed.
Anyway, Saku, what do you think?
Well, I got 3-2 Ask HS.
Oh.
I got Mr. P beating FBM2 or Reggie. I don't know how you get Reggie out of FBM2, but anyway. It's funny.
I'll explain it later.
Okay. There's not even an R in that whole acronym there. It's just throwing me for a loop. So,
No. It's pronounced Reggie. How is it spelled? FBM2.
It's correct. Easy. All right. I knew I went to school for something. It's just I don't know. Anyway, so R-Hat, easy pick over Zancat. I get Zancat's a really good player, but R-Hat's just a touch better. We got Ron, who should beat the Doctor. Then I got Kel taking out Travis Chrono. So, and then we have Shu beating Jim. Shu being still undefeated at 4-0 for the season brings the 3-2 win to Ask HS.
All right. I mean, all I have to say is it might be that Canadian education if you can't clearly see that says Reggie. But anyways, you know what?
Take my glasses off. Oh, yeah, I can see it now. That's perfect.
But
excellent.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like I don't know, losing my mind a bit. I'm like must be coming down with something because I have it. Reggie in the 1, Hat in the 2, Ron in the 3, Kel in the 4, Shu in the 5. But that is, oh god, I really hate saying these words about a Sage team. 3-2 TMI.
Oh my god,
Oh.
Ted, you picked me?
Yeah.
I see what's going on. You saw everyone else picked me, so you wanted to cast a curse.
Well, listen,
Well played,
that's not important.
Ted. Well played.
All right. Anyways, next up we have the Cult versus My Chemical Skullomance and Socket. Why don't you run us through this one?
All right. So I got Up and Atom. So it's Atomos winning over Heat Shock. I got Don Delicious there beating Plants. Got the Meds beating the Ted. Sorry, Ted.
That's all right.
Then I got Anfall on his 2-win streak over Roadrunner, and then I got Quaz beating it's a 50-50, so I got Quaz beaten. So I got 4-1 MCS.
Why has no one ever said that before about 250 PR players? That it's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50. I like
That's
it.
incredible.
That was well done, especially Up and Atom and Don Delicious.
That's amazing.
Exceptional, Saku. And you, against Quaz's team, use the patented Quaz pick strategy by picking
That's
your whole
right.
team to win and yourself to lose.
Yep.
What a next level move.
And
Well-
just look at Meds and Ted. See? Almost right.
Nice. Yeah.
Almost beat you spit up
as-
your water there too, there, Ron.
Yeah.
as Isaac said, he's not Hall of Fame for nothing. It's our man Saku.
I mean, if you guys want to hear something more bold, I'll go with my picks. I have, obviously, Heat Shock in the 1. I'm going against my Quaz's pick. I'm going Donde in the 2, because Donde's been hard to pick against someone 3-0. And even more surprising, I'm not picking the Juices in the 3. I am picking myself. 4 seed, I'm going Roadrunner. 5 seed, I'm going Saku. So that's still a 3-2 cult pick.
Going against your man, the Quaz.
Ted, you didn't use the Quaz strat for picks, and Saku did. Oh my god.
Hey.
My head is
Is
spinning.
this the Twilight Zone? Saloon Twilight Zone episode?
Well, I mean, all you have to do is look at the standings and see that the Quaz pick has not been working out for me this season, so I have to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, you know, when you went over our team, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's just going realistic to try to actually get better picks.
Yeah.
I'm just blowing you guys out of the water.
Well, yeah, see, that's part of it too, because I just want to vomit when I think of Sage actually winning something. So I don't want to let him win the pick, so, I have to stop throwing.
Like, there's a reason why on Hearth Center they have, like, a segment where they actually cover how they're doing in picks, and we don't cover how we're doing in picks. It's because Sage has the lead, and all of us are depressed about that, so we don't mention it very much.
It's a pretty wide margin, too. It's pretty...
all right, that's enough.
Well, I was going to say last season, you might have noticed that they were on the main screen. Now this season they weren't. I guarantee you when Sage falls out of the lead, they will appear again.
Yeah, as soon
out
as
of the lead?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got nothing better to do but make sure that I'm on point. Come on.
All right. Anyways, getting back to this match, Sage, go.
Right. I'm picking now. Okay, so I've got Adam operating system in the 1 here. All right. Heat Shock went down to, who was it? Sparklophobia last week. How am I gonna pick somebody who loses? Come on, man. Adam's taking down Heat Shock this week. Donde is on an actual hot streak, and he's going to take it in the 2. Ted, I'm picking you in the 3, man. You were in the Hall of Fame for good reason. And Fall in the 4 against Roadrunner. I'm still not sure who Roadrunner is, and they're both 1 and 2. So I'm just going with PR here, honestly. Don't take it personally, Roadrunner. And then the 5, I like that 50-50 pick. I'm going with you, Saku, the GOAT, and give it 4-1 to MCS.
All right, and finally, Ron.
This is an interesting one. I think MCS probably going to take it because Saku picked the Quaz strat and Ted didn't, and that's going to be the decider right there. Heat Shock winning in the 1, Donde in the 2. I think Ted takes it down in the 3, giving it to the PR difference for Anfall in the 4, and in a battle of the ops, Saku versus Quaz, I'm giving it to the real OP op. Saku gets the win, 3-2 MCS.
I mean, Ron, I think we might lose some viewership here if we're picking each other. That's just people are gonna think they're not watching the right show or something.
End the stream now, Ted.
Off brand.
Anyways, finally, Burninator's versus Dab on them. 1 seed, we have Dabs versus. All right, so just for clarification, it does say Rescue Wabbit. However, Silver, actually, I think he said he did find a sub for this, so I don't know if it's been.
He did. I don't know who he found yet.
Yeah.
Is it updated on the site?
I'm checking that, right? I'm refreshing the page, but anyways. 2 seed, we have Based versus Twig. 3 seed, Astral versus Swash. 4 seed, Buse versus Cherub. 5 seed, Diamond versus Silver. It is still not updated on the site, but anyways. 1 seed, I'm going to... Hold on, I think I have Wabbit, but I think I'm going to change it to Dabs in light of not knowing who it is. 2 seed, I'm going Based. 3 seed, Astral. 4 seed, Cherub. 5 seed, Diamond. So that would be 4-1 for Dab.
I see. So you changed your picks to be the same as mine at the last minute. That's fine, Ted.
Hey, listen, I don't want to hear that after prep last night.
That's true. I'm just going to go ahead and keep mine the same because I have a feeling that whoever they're picking is going to beat the 03 Dabs. So, Wabbit, you go ahead and get subbed out. Your sub's going to come in and beat them. In the 2, I've got Based because nobody can beat Based but our hat. In the 3, I've got Swash taking it over the Frog. Sorry, buddy. He beat me last season, but Swash it. He's doing real good. In the 4, I've got Buse taking it over Cherub. And in the 5, Diamond taking it over Silver. Diamond is doing real good, and I believe in the Dabbers, and they're gonna dab on them.
All right. I mean, Ron, you can't go through them, but you kind of said them already.
Just the same exact picks as Ted. Dabs, Based, Astral, Cherub, Diamond, 4-1 Dab.
All right, Saku, finally, go ahead.
Astral, Buse, Silver, 3-2 Dab.
Awesome. Moving
Nice.
on to the final conference, the Purple Conference. First, we have F2L Black versus Wild Aces. And Ron, go ahead.
All right, so hard to pick against F2L Black here. We've got the most hyped team of last season versus the most hyped team of this season, and it seems like we're hitting a trend here where the most hyped team turns out to not actually do all that well in the season. They're the most hyped, so I think F2L is going to take it. I've got Itachi in the 1. I think Markshire grabs the win in the 2. I'm still going to have some faith in CMAC and Nine Eyebrows for this week, grabbing victories in the 3 and the 4, even though they're both 1 and 2. And then Kazargard bringing it home for F2L in the 5 seed. Might be close. I don't know. F2L might just blow them out again, too. But I think F2L grabs the victory here 3-2.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go bold here. 5-0 F2L.
Oh man,
wow, that is pretty bold.
I mean,
even I didn't go that bold. All right, like I think CMAC is really crazy good in the 3. Like he's so under PR. It is ridiculous.
I mean,
and I understand, Ted. I understand that they're doing really, really well. All right, but I'm picking CMAC over Robobson here this week for Wild Aces. But outside of that, I am picking F2L. They are just on an absolute tear, and it is pretty impressive, guys. Good job. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ted picks 5-0 F2L, and Sage is like, whoa, Ted, that's crazy. Also, Sage, 4-1 F2L. Okay, Sage.
Slight margin.
I'm hedging a little bit here.
Also, 2 counters to you. 1, you're criticizing me for having a knee-jerk reaction. Isn't that, the whole point of what we're doing here?
Easy.
And 2, you're saying...
Jerk your knee around.
Yeah. What is wrong with you? and anyways, 2, you're saying C-Mac's insane in the 3, like Robobson's not also insane and also shouldn't be a lot higher than 381?
Yeah. You know it's Sage's getting to him and Ted has to censor himself. Let's see what Sakura has to say about these picks.
Yeah, go ahead, Sakura.
It's gonna be wild, guys. It's gonna be wild. Wild Aces. I got Wild Aces winning 3-2.
Wow.
I got 2s defeating Itachi. So the battle of the undefeated players right now. I got the Shire there. Markshire beating Bill Snyder. I got Robobson losing to CMAC. And then I have Nine Eyebrows collecting another win versus the Chronic. And then I got the Kazargar there beating Lord Zeolite. So
nice.
I just want you guys to know.
Sakura's faith.
I just want you guys to know that Markshire's real name is not Mark, and in my heart, he is a fake Mark because my name is Mark. All right, so like to me, that will always.
You know what?
I quite like the name The Shire.
Fake Mark.
the Shire.
The Shire is an excellent name.
And you know what? I was sitting here and I'm thinking, oh my god, is Sage actually going to go through a sentence without making it about himself? And then he said, my name's Mark, and I'm like, well, that's out the window.
Well, there's a reason for it, isn't there? And that's my reasoning. Thank you.
Anyways, next up, NPH, ATL. Sage, go ahead.
NPH versus ATL here. We have, wow, they're 3-0 versus 0-3. This is looking pretty tough, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I really don't. I think ATL could actually win it this week, but I'm not really picking them to win, man. I'll be honest. In the 1, Pee Wee versus Blue Spartan, I've got Pee Wee here. He's doing really super good. And Spartan's struggling a little bit. Well, Spartan's really good, and he's had some really crazy seasons here recently, but Pee Wee is hot right now. So I've got Pee Wee winning it right now. In the 2, Skittles versus Risen. I'm picking Skittles here. He is struggling a little bit, but Risen's struggling a little bit more. So I've got Skittles taking it in the 2 here. In the 3, Posca versus Pond, aka Free Hong Kong. Pond also struggling quite a lot. Posca not struggling quite as much. I've got Posca taking it in the 3 because of that. In the 4, I'm giving it to Tuna, my man Tuna. All right, I think he is crazy under PR in the 4. That is just ridiculous. I can't help but give it to Tuna here. And in the 5, I mean, even though this goes 3-0, I mean, Tuna is just, he's my boy. I'm sorry. My Lithuanian brother. Anyways, in the 5, I've got Shunsui versus Matty Ebbs. I'm giving it to Matty Ebbs here. He is also another crazy under PR guy, just like hanging out in the 5. being an absolute stud. I don't know how he's won 2, but give it to him, Matt. But overall, I'm giving it to NPH 3-2.
All right. Soccer, what are your thoughts?
I got Agent Pew Pew winning. I got Skittles ripping it. I got Pasca. I got Disco. And I got Matty Ebbs sticking Shunsui in the Shadow Realm for another week. So 4-1 MPH.
All right. Ron?
So, I've got Blue Spartan, I think, getting a little bit back on track here with Agent PWE's first loss. I think Blue Spartan grabs a victory in the 1. Got to give it to Skittles and Pasca in the 2 and 3. Risen and Free Hong Kong can't buy a win just yet, and those players are too good. NPH is looking like they're going to continue their win streak. But wait, Tuna winning in the 4? Matty Ebbs winning in the 5? ATL upset? I think this victory is too important for them. They have to win if they have any chance at playoffs. This is it. So I think ATL comes up with a surprise 3-2 victory here.
All right.
That would be very surprising to me.
Finally, me. I'm going. Honestly, I think I'm mostly just going based off of record. Going PWE in the 1. I'm going Skittles in the 2. Going Pasca in the 3. And you know what? I've been saying tonight that I'm done with the memeing. I just want to beat Sage on picks. And it really warms my heart that I can legitimately pick against Tuna. So
it's fantastic.
We're going Disco in the 4, and we're going Matty in the 5. 4-1 NPH.
Nice.
All right. Next up, Challenge Stoners versus Dad Legend. Taka, do you want to run us through this one?
We got Darter Binks versus Icicles, Just in Time versus Starlax, Inzi versus Yellow Dart. And we got Turtle defeating Hockey already, 3-2, which it's a really good win there for the Challenge Stoners. Then we have free hugs and clarity. So my picks this week: Icicles. I got the Dancing Man winning. I got Inzi winning. For obvious, we got Turtle winning. And we got Free Hugs is going to take out Clarity there. So 3-2 Stoners this week.
All right. I'll go next. You know, Darter Binks just came off of a very insane Masters Tour performance. He went 7-2. He would have made it in top 8 if his tiebreakers were a bit better. I don't know how I'm ever going to pick against him. Anyways, he's in the 1. Just in Time in the 2. Inzi in the 3. Turtle in the 4. I am going to have to go Clarity in the 5, but that is still 4-1 Challenge Stoners. Ron is updating his picks at the moment, which I appreciate, but go ahead.
I had to change a pick because of Inzi's chatter in the Hero Series chat. I'm picking against you now, Inzi. Yellow Dart wins in the 3. Let's go. But honestly, I still think Challenge Stoners probably wins this week. I got Dardar winning in the 1. I think Justin wins in the 2. Turtle obviously already won against Hockey Boys, although he was saying if anyone picks against him, he's going to cry. So I was briefly tempted to say Hockey Boys wins anyway. And then finally, Clarity, I think, grabs the victory in the 5 in the 50-50 match. Flip the coin. Clarity takes it. But it's going to be 3-2 Challenge Stoners.
How do you think?
I mean, listen, all I have to say is, from watching the Hero Series Discord today, watching stream chat, man, Inzi, you must have been taking lessons from Sage, because you're really good at always making things about yourself like he is. Anyway, Sage.
I see you, Inzi.
Sage, go ahead.
Well, I see you, Inzi, and I gotta say, man, you guys are definitely you're doing all right. All right, I don't know what you're talking about now. I know we picked against you like week 1 or something, but you're doing all right now. And after the abysmal showing that Dad Legend had last week, I am taking it 5-0 for the Stoners this week. That might be my hottest take this season. Is just saying, you know, they're 2 very, very good teams, but Dad Legend, you guys gotta, I don't know if I cursed y'all again last week saying 5-0 over IGN or something, but come on, man. And Hockey already losing. I'm feeling all right with this pick. All right.
All right. See, Inzi's saying we have bad takes, but he's saying Sage is the only smart one on this show. So that pretty much shows what. That's pretty evident.
Sage just likes to curse teams with a 5-0.
Yeah. True. Sage is the master.
Challenge Stoners beware. Sage picked you 5-0.
No, I mean, actually, didn't that happen last season? Yeah. Yeah, he picked against that Legend 5-0 last season. Well, I mean, I guess they can't win 5-0 at this point, but
That's my whole point, man. I'm feeling all right for this pick.
all right.
I didn't even have to curse them for them to start.
And finally, we have
Sorry,
IGN
guys.
versus BBYC. In the 1, Lotus Knight versus Your Mom Kid. 2 seed, Blue Sombrero Dibs. 3 seed, Booze versus Wild 9. 4 seed, 2-Star Maka versus Debs. 5 seed, Scritch versus King of Pixel. And you know what? Lotus 1, Blue 2, Booze 3, Debs 4, Scritch 5, 4-1 BBYC. Ron, what are your thoughts?
Man, IGN shows up and stomps Dad Legend, and you turn around and still have no faith in them.
Fine. Run your picks then.
That being said, I'm still picking Booty Yacht Club as well.
Ron talking hot trash and still choosing.
I think Lotus. I mean, I'm probably gonna just keep making the same logical argument until Lotus just never wins a game. But I can't see Lotus being winless. I'm gonna keep picking Lotus until he wins. I think he takes it in the 1. I've got Blue Sombrero in the 2. I will say that Wild 9 might be starting a streak here. I'm giving it to him at a little bit of an upset over undefeated Boozosaurus in the 3. Debs over Mako in the 4. So this one gets real close, but I can't pick against Scritch in the 5 seed here. I think Scritch grabs it to bring it on home for BBYC. 3-2 victory.
All right.
Okay.
You know what, Sage? Go ahead.
Hey, man.
It's over now.
You know, these are my boys, and I know IGN just did some crazy stuff. All right, but I think it was a fluke. It was just that it was me cursing Dad Legend. All right, and so with some amount of hesitation right now, I gotta say I'm gonna give it to BBYC 5-0 this week against IGN. All right, you guys, you still gotta prove it to me. You do it again, man, and then I'll see you. All right.
All right. And finally, Socket.
Finally me. So I got LK busting his goose egg there this week. I got Blue beating Dibs. I got Wild beating Boozosaurus, giving him a 1 loss there. And then we got Debs winning, and I got Scritchy Rich. 3-2 win for BBYC.
All right. So that's about that for our preview of next week. So interview time.
Saku!
I'm still here.
Jesus Christ.
Saku.
I'm
I had
still
some
here,
questions
dude.
for you earlier, and I need to ask them now. All
Okay.
right. So,
Do I
when
kick him
you
from the
do
group right now?
timestamps-
Got his mic.
all right. When you do the timestamps, how do you do it, man? The process.
Timestamps are easy.
All right, great question.
But what's the process?
I am so happy.
So the
I am
process
so
for
happy with
YouTube is
everything.
it's actually pretty easy. I had to Google it for 2 seconds, and it was easier than I thought it was going to be. So on YouTube, it's just basically when you're an editor, you can just throw in the name, or the sequence or the topic, and then you just type in the time, and then once that person clicks that time, it hits a hot link on it, and away you go.
But I mean, like when you put the time in, right? You have to look at the video and watch it in
Yes.
order to figure out what the time should be.
Yes.
So do you watch
That's the
full
part
video?
that Sage can't really understand.
Yeah,
Wait, you
that's-
actually watch?
I have to actually fast forward into some stuff, so I have to guess and then go back and forth to figure out when the conversation started, and then I timestamp it from that point forward.
You really, this is why you're the GOAT, right? Because you're going through and doing the work.
No,
And
that doesn't mean I'm the GOAT. That just means I'm bored. Just go ahead. No, I just wanted to. It was always the thing that whenever I'm watching YouTube videos, is always everybody wants to just get to the quick topic, or for myself as a player, it's like, okay, I want to hear the casters talk about my team or myself. So it's like I like doing this. I like watching it, and it's makes it easier for the rest of all the THL players out there. So it was an easy thing to do.
Nice.
It definitely helps me a lot because I don't really watch a lot of the shows live. I do go back and watch
Yep.
them on YouTube
Yep.
sometimes. So I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for doing what you do, man. I really do. It helps a lot. And there was a lot of seasons there where shows weren't even getting uploaded to YouTube, and it drove me crazy. So the fact that you're doing it and you're going the extra step to timestamp them is just, it blows my mind, and I love you.
Thank you.
Aw.
All right. Anyways, Sage, do you have any more questions, or is that it?
That was it.
All right.
We can move on to the interview questions. Asked
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure most people watching know, but Sage has been asking this for literally a season and a half at this point. So thank you for finally answering him. Anyways,
It's all for the viewers. It's all for the viewers.
yeah. Anyways, now it is time for our interview, sponsored by Diamond. First question: as the nicest person in THL, who do you think the top three are that are right behind you?
There's nobody behind me. Everybody's ahead of me. That's how nice I am.
Yeah, and
What an
that
amazing answer.
Diamond. That's why he's the nicest person in THL right there. Wow.
It's hard to pick the top three, so I just it's everybody in the THL. I've never had a bad experience or a bad conversation. Even playing against games where I've swept an individual or they swept me, I just enjoy the community a lot. So there's no real. Just everybody's fine. So everybody's great. So anybody that wants to work with me, I enjoy working with them. So
Awesome.
it's good. Yeah.
All right. Next question: will you try to make an All Canada team in another series besides Pro?
I was actually looking at that this season, but just couldn't get some of the Canadian players together. But it'd be pretty interesting. See if it if something comes through Legacy or Wild or Hero. So we're not doing we're doing okay in Pro. So it's good. It's fun.
Next up, what has been your favorite Hero season so far?
My favorite Hero season so far is probably last season. I think when I went 50-50, that's probably the best I've ever had done in Hero. I was 4-5 or 4-4. I can't remember what it was. So that was my best record, my best season. And I think that's where I went 5-0 from the bottom half of the season. So that was a good one. So
Awesome. Next up, what is the hardest part about being stream up?
There's two things: fighting fatigue, because if you're watching and you're not casting, you're not active, so you're just trying to, you're watching the stream, trying to make sure that the graphics are up and things are on time and the casters are keeping the conversation flowing, and also it's really wrangling the players and getting them to be ready, I guess, in time. So that's I wouldn't say it's a hard thing. It's just more of an organization thing. So.
Oh, what a nice guy. I completely thought you were going to say something like making sure the enable stream delay was turned on. So I'm glad you spared me on that.
I wouldn't hang you like Brushy. Brushy would just fly all over.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be the first answer is, who is the nicest person? That'd be me. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway.
And finally, if you watch hockey, what team do you support?
I watch hockey, and my favorite team and it's been since way back when, is the Montreal Canadiens from Ken Dryden's standpoint. So I always loved him as a goalie, and he was just a big rock in the net. So
Nice.
and that whole team was really good those years.
Yeah. I just love how Diamond is asking the fellow Canadian if you watch hockey.
Yeah.
All right.
Football. NFL football team is San Francisco 49ers, and I started watching them when Joe Montana was second year rookie. So that's how old I am.
Nice. I don't know anything about football, but nice. So Saku, I lied. All right.
Oh God.
Where did your name come from, man?
My name came from hockey. Actually, it was I couldn't decide on the name, but I was watching a hockey game and liked the name Saku Koivu, who just got drafted, I think, that year, and yeah, it just stuck for my online name.
Canadian legend.
I've never seen a name like Saku before, so yeah, it seems pretty unique.
He's from Finland, so number 11 was his jersey number, and he has a brother. I still think he's playing on Wild. I can't even remember though.
Yeah, I believe he's still on Wild.
So
How long have you been in THL, Saku?
had just updated me today. 6 seasons or 10 seasons. Sorry,
Yeah,
10 seasons.
10?
yeah. This is currently his 10th. You know,
Wow.
if you paid attention at all during show prep, you would have known that A, I mentioned that, and B, it's right below him on the screen. But you know,
Yeah, a question
Um,
that all our viewers can answer by looking at
How
the
did you
screen
get your start
right
in
underneath.
THL?
oh my god,
I get my start in THL. I'd like to thank there was an individual named Muzzy who was team captain of
I remember him.
Team Next Level, but he ended up stepping away from Hearthstone and focusing on, I think, some other game. I can't remember what it was. It was Magic or something to that effect. And then Jammies and I just hit it off. And then from that point, Jammies drafted Dawn Day and a few other individuals, Altenberg, and gosh, there's so many more. I just can't think of them all right now. But it was really fun. So Jammies was really patient with me. It was interesting time for me because I was trying to get better at the game, which I haven't. If you clearly noticed my PR in both both Legacy and Hero, but I don't play nearly as much. I maybe get about 3 or 4 hours out of every week to actually play Hearthstone. But I enjoy, like I said before, I enjoy the community so much, and I enjoy playing Hearthstone and just seeing what the players do and what their thought process is, and it's just fun. So.
Nice.
Oh yes, I'm absolutely right there with you.
I have
the
one
THL
final question
has
for
been
Saku, actually.
just bringing me back
what is it?
time and time again.
So, Saku, did you know that there is a Tuesday night bar fight tonight on After the Saloon Ends?
I love it.
There is. And for some reason, there's going to be a 10-minute delay.
Oh,
There it is.
nice.
All right, I'll shut
Well
up.
played,
Y'all leave me
Saku.
alone.
Well played.
So
I just wanted to make sure we had some of his backstory in there. Come on, leave me alone. All right, I'm done.
You
you
haven't.
got any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Oh, you're good, baby. You are good.
But yeah. Anyways, like Ron said, we do have a episode of the Saloon Casters play their match on stream. I mean Tuesday night bar fight. But
Nice.
Segue into the Tuesday night bar
yeah,
fights,
yeah. But yeah, we are gonna have a legacy matchup of Raw Mexico versus Isaac-Please.
Yep, it's gonna be an excellent watch to watch on stream and
Yeah.
and be able to help cast. So.
Yeah. Also, luckily, you guys are in for another treat because we're gonna have Saku stream offing it.
Yay!
But
Good stuff.
You sound so enthusiastic.
Yay!
But yeah. Anyways,
That's what I do. So it's fun.
we're gonna be ending this stream right here. We'll be back in 10 minutes, give or take a few, once the delay kicks in, because I've heard that's important. But anyways, yeah.
I have to.
See you
Thanks for
guys
the
in a little
interview,
bit.
guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you everyone for tuning in, and stay tuned for some exciting Hearthstone matches coming up next. And we will see you again soon.
See you in a few minutes, guys.
Love you guys.